Hey guys, hey, I'm Lonnie Folks with Outfitters Outdoors, and today, guys, we're going to be talking about bank lines and how to make them, and how to store them, and how to deploy them. Guys, this here is a line that we're going to be putting out for a flathead, or maybe a big old honking catfish. And what this is, guys, it's simply a small trot line. Well, let's take this thing completely off. Now, I did make a small video this morning about how to make these, and I think it's kind of overdone, because we have a really nice video on how to make trot lines. So I guess if you might want to take a look at that as well before you decide. But guys, it's certainly not rocket science. And let's just strip this one down all the way and show you how. Now guys, this here is one of our mud bugs. It's a chromie. You might call them a demon dragon, a dragon demon, or a dragon shad, or a float, line float, or whatever different things you boys want to call them. But here we call them mud bugs. Do the same thing. And guys, it's just simply one of my favorite hooks. It is a wide gap offset. And guys, if he gets it in his mouth, there's no way he is going to get it out. He's going to have to really try not to get caught. And what I did, guys, I just took a small Coke bottle. I took it out in the shop and took my cutoff saw and notched it right there. So I can go ahead and put my sinker in there as well. Go ahead and take my hook. I'll put it on. Get my lid. Screw it back on. Now this is really important, guys. I live here in Iowa, and our DNR says I'm going to have a ID on my all of my trot lines and all of my bank lines, throw lines, and ditty poles. That we'll cover on another episode of Outfitters Outdoors. And guys, excuse me, we're just going to take it here, put your thumb there, and you're just going to wrap it up. Then I got a piece of tape over here. You can use any kind of tape. Generally I use Scotch tape or a piece of masking tape. Or electrical tape works really well. Actually, electrical tape probably works the best. So there you go, guys. You've got your bank line all made up and ready to be deployed. So let's try another one here as well. Well, welcome back, guys. Hey, I want to show you how to. I've got one of these bank lines set up. We got it made. And we got our ID tag, and I'm kind of going to show you how to load this. Here we got the smaller one that we're going to use with worms, and to start out with. And then we're going to be switching it over to cut bait, so we can try to catch some catfish. And what we're going to do, we're just going to start to load this up. And there's the one, and we're going to find the next one. And we're going to hook that in there. And you're going to put it right in there. And then we're going to go over here. And we're going to put this one in. And we're going to lock it into place. And we're going to go to the next one. And we're going to lock it into place. And we're going to go to the other one. And Yeah, you're right. Lock it into place. And go to the next one. And lock it into place. Okay. Now we have them all in place. And now we need to mark this right down here. Start. Take our scissors. And we're going to put that there. So guys, we know that this is the first hook in our, so when we get over to the bank, we're going to take this out. We're going to know this is where we start. And we're just going to take the nut, which weighs about 4 ounces. Going to stick it right down into there. Then we're going to take the line, just like that, hold it over. We're going to wrap it into place. And there you go. Guys, you can go ahead and make these up in advance. Actually, you can make these things up a lot in advance. And again, I'm just going to put a piece of tape here. So I can go ahead and just drop that down into my bucket, and it will stay in pretty good shape. Now let's kind of go over this one here. This here is for a flathead. We've got our gonna find out. Here's our beginning. So let's say we're at the bank. So this is our beginning. You're just going to take one of the reasons we use the paracord, the green, for the tie to the bank is that for game thieves, poachers, whatever you want to call them, thieves, I just call them plain old everyday assholes. Now there's our circle hook, and we're going to pull this out, and voila, we're rigged. Not just, we got a big old honking circle hook, and we got one of our dragon demons / mud bugs, but here we call them mud bugs. And guys, and you know something we got to do? Put our live bait in there, find a place, and just drop it down or throw it out or wherever. Now guys, I have a place already picked out to deploy these two, and we're going to try to catch you a big flathead, or hopefully catch something. If we don't catch anything, that's okay. But we're going to show you where the different places I look for. But the thing is, guys, on this one bridge, I already know there's flathead water there, and I also know there's a deep honking hole there, which I found during scouting last summer. So let's go ahead and kind of get this ready to deploy. We're going to put our hook in. I'll put our mud bug, our nut, then we're just going to go ahead and we've already got our slit there. And there you go, guys. Like I said, you can make these things up a year in advance. Holy cow, you can make them up and store them, and you can use them forever. This stuff will last forever. Here is just a little different on this one. So let's go ahead and strip this down and load that up, and we'll make this a little shorter if we can. Now there's our ID on it. Again, we're just going to pull it off. Okay there, boys. Now this one is rigged for big flatheads. And I want to draw your attention to our three-way swivel. Guys, we have caught fish here up to flatheads up to 50 pounds. My biggest one was we caught last year with a little help from another guy. It was 48 pounds and change. And you can go to our website. I can't claim it for myself because if it wasn't for the other fishermen, I wouldn't have landed that fish. It took two of us and a broken dip net to get it, and I gave it to him. It looked like a fish I wasn't going to make it, so there wasn't any reason to throw him back and let it go to waste. So nevertheless, and here's I'm going to rig this up with a piece of cut bait. We're also, one of the things about using bank lines, throw lines, is that you can go in there and test bait. You can go in there and use creek chubs, you can use night crawlers, you can use cut bait, you can use chicken livers, whatever you want to try. And whatever the bait is missing that next morning, or you got a fish on it, you know what kind of bait they're feeding on at that particular moment. The guys, don't handcuff yourself. Use a number of different types of bait, because not every day they're going to be feeding on the same thing. But dew worms is probably a go-to bait, and we're going to be using some of those tonight as well. And so there that is. There's our big circle hook, and there's our nut. So we'll toss that out. The live bait will come up. We'll stretch it pretty tight, and we'll have a piece of cut bait onto there. Or heaven's sakes, we might even put a dew worm on there. But guys, this is using these things. It's testing your water to see what's there, and hopefully you catch something. But guys, we can't be out there in the river for hours and hours and hours, as much as I'd like to be. But we can't always be out there as long as we or our bank lines can. And so really a good way of getting intelligence of information on what's out there in your area and what they're feeding on. But this is the kind of flathead season coming up, so hopefully we'll find us one of those. So let's go ahead and get this wrapped back up and get this back in there. And we're just going to put that up there, and then we're just going to wrap it up. Guys, we're going to start to kind of wrap this up just a little bit. Guys, always mark your lines and follow all the rules of your local DNR. Here in Iowa, we have to have them each one marked. And there we go, guys. Now, for the basic mechanics on how to make these, to tie off your swivel and attach your hooks and stuff, just go back and review our video on how to make trot lines fast, easy, and cheap. And that will give you more mechanics of how to tie on your swivels and your hooks and stuff like that. There's really no real reason for me to go into that today, because you already have that information, and plus we have an offset camera when we show you how to actually tie it. So guys, I'm going to let you go. We really do appreciate all your support for our our videos, and also supporting our website where you can buy about 100 million items in there. Everything on eBay is in there. We're an advertiser for eBay. So there you go, guys. We've got 4 different ways to make and store your bank lines, throw lines, just miniature trot lines. So guys, for now, we're going to sign off. And when we come to you next time, we're going to be getting these wet. So you boys have a good one. And